I am someone who is very excited for a small list of games throughout the year. There's not a lot of games coming out that I'm excited for. I'm excited for a very small few. One of those is a game called South of Midnight. It's some new action adventure that's based in the South, and I think, based on how it looks, it piques my interest, and I am quite excited for that. Now, as I understand it, there are various people who are not excited for this game, who have issues with this game coming out, and I'm just here to say, I don't care. Why don't I care? It's because it's a video game that has no stake on my life, and it looks interesting enough that I'm willing to buy it and give it a try. And if it's garbage, oh well, it's garbage. And if it's good, well, I guess it's gonna be good for me. But the reason I'm talking about this is because of various individuals who are not liking the criticism towards said game. They're not liking how this game is being talked about, and they want to fight back against all that criticism by hoping that the game is successful. And who knows, based on the controls, based on the story, based on the gameplay, it could be a successful game given the merit. But that's not stopping people from having the reactions that they claim to have, because I live in a world where if you don't support said thing, it's a clear indication that you, as an individual in the year 2025, don't like black women or black female video game characters.
If these big gaming creators let South of Midnight flop, then I don't want to...
Stop right there. It is not the job of big content creators to make sure that a game doesn't flop. It is the job of the game developers, the marketing team, everyone behind the game to do their best to create something that is captivating for not just gaming content creators, but for casual people who don't make content playing games, who just play video games, who just pick up a controller and they play any game that they see fit and they want to buy it and have a little bit of fun. So we're already off to a bad start.
Hear anyone complaining about AAA studios and cash grabs and games that are made simply for profit, like...
Excuse me, sorry, but if this game flops, I'm still going to talk about various cash grabs in gaming, because in case you don't know, there was a game that's supposed to be coming out in a few weeks called Assassin's Creed that, I don't know if they changed it, had missions behind a paywall. Not like DLC, but missions that were sitting there behind a paywall that you could not access unless you paid for like an extra subscription. That is a problem in gaming, but I will not stop talking about that just because one game flops based on content creators not talking about it.
We have a unique game in an interesting setting, set in the United States, in the South.
It's very true.
With a really fun premise. But
it is a fun premise. These are true things.
Y'all are gonna let it flop because the main character is a black woman. Who the hell expected, after We Happy Few, for Compulsion Games to pull a really creative...
Hold on. People who making this made We Happy Few? Nah, I'm not too... I ain't know that. Now I'm not... See, now I'm not too sure. Because We Happy Few wasn't it. So, I don't know. Now I might have to have cause to pause, but I'm willing to give game developers a second chance.
Move and like try something completely different. But sure, stick to COD and Marvel Rivals while you complain about everything else.
Wait a minute, madam. See, now you lose me just a little bit, because there's nothing wrong with playing COD, and there's definitely nothing wrong with playing Marvel's Rivals, because I am the greatest Punisher main of all time. But you can't sit here and say, hey, if this flops, it just proves y'all have a problem with black women, black female protagonists. You can't sit here and say if it flops, we can't talk about the various other issues in games. This is one game. I'm sorry to break it to you. Every game is not going to be successful. Every game ain't going to be box office. Every game ain't going to be GTA. Now, again, that's probably not what everybody's thinking when they see a game come out. They're thinking, all right, this is going to be fun. This is going to be good. This is going to be interesting. The story's going to be great. The action, the combat, all of it is going to be fun. And on some occasions, that's correct. On other occasions, we got games like Concord. And it's not the intention for people to make a garbage game. It's just things happen throughout the development process that lead to things not being the way you would want it to be. And that's not an indication that people hate black women in gaming. That's an indication indication that these game developers and these executive producers that are over those game developers are not really thinking in the long term about how this game will be a success or a flop. But somebody criticized the point about content creators being the reason a game could flop, because I don't know if you understand this, but you could be somebody who's a content creator, whether big, small, otherwise, and you can enjoy something. That don't mean everybody else is going to enjoy something. Content creators aren't going to be why it flops. It flops if it's boring. Just enjoy the game if it's good. Support them by sharing the love online. Yes! If a bunch of content creators came out and they just came out with these big campaigns about this damn game, saying that it's going to be great, saying it's going to be cool, saying it's going to be exciting, and then it still flops, what? Did they not paint their face black and put some implants in their chest and say, "We love South of Midnight," while fighting off the KKK? Like, is that going to be something that helps boost the longevity of this game?
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. Comments like these are really annoying because you're wrong. Like, obviously, good marketing is the number one way to boost the sales of a game.
Yes.
Like, having a good quality game and all of that.
Yes.
But to say that content creators don't have an impact on how many people decide to give the game a chance is just incorrect.
So, if content creators, like all the big, like Corey Kenshin, Markiplier, RDC One World, if these individuals like talked about this game and played this game and promoted this game, and financially it still isn't successful, then what is it?
And yes, I'm speaking anecdotally, but like, I'm a really small creator. I have 1,500 followers. I just got to 1,500 followers.
Congratulations. I hope you gain more.
And I've been making content about this game, and over the last couple of days, a couple of those videos have gotten a little bit more traction and gotten in front of a few more people. And because of that, I've had dozens and dozens of people telling me that they hadn't heard about the game. Now they're aware.
That seems like a problem for the marketing team of this game. I've known about this game. I saw the trailers for this game and I'm excited for it. But that was when I saw the trailers. You got people apparently from your mouth who didn't know about this damn game until they saw you in their algorithm. That's a problem for the people who are marketing this game. They need to be guns blazing advertising this game and making sure people see it and making sure that people say, "Hey, we got this cool game coming out, cool story based in the South, based in all these things. Maybe you would want to buy it, pre-order now if you're interested." I'm not really seeing too much of that, as much as I would like to for a game that comes out literally in a month.
That the game is coming out soon. I even had, like 5, 6, 7 people tell me that they went out and pre-ordered the game the day that they saw my video. So
that's good.
So if a person like me, where my videos get in front of hundreds to a few thousand people at a time, have an influence on like a fraction of those people to go out and purchase the game, then why would someone who has like millions of people who watch their content on YouTube, their TikTok, their stream, not be able to influence people to buy a game?
I'll answer that, and I'll answer it honestly. Money. These content creators, who you didn't name any so far, that have millions of views or hundreds of thousands of views, hundreds of thousands of people watching their live streams and all that, they 10 times out of 10 want to be paid. And they're not really going to do like free labor unless they get like some type of benefit, which is an honorable thing. Like, you don't want to work with some company for free, like you get nothing out of it. So if they're not getting paid to advertise your game, they're really not going to help you. If they're not getting like a review copy or a free copy or copies to give out, they're not really going to advertise that. Unless they're genuinely interested in the game and they decide, "Hey, I'm going to stream it. Hey, I'm going to talk about it. Hey, I'm going to do a video about it." That's really the only way that's going to go. And that's not going to happen until after the game comes out and after people have time to play the game and give their reviews about it. And some people are going to like the game. Some people are not going to like the game. But to sit here and act as if some of these people should be doing that for free, grossly overestimating how people put in time towards their content, madam.
And this was more to call out like those people who get online before a game even comes out, before they even had a chance to play the game, start shitting on the game ahead of time. Like,
yeah, that is pretty boring and annoying, especially on the rare occasion when the game's actually good and these people are nowhere to be found.
If that has influence, if people talking about a game that they haven't even played and shitting on it has influence, then why wouldn't someone who's excited about a game have influence?
I wish that you would not try to make it seem like if this game flops, it's the fault of other people not sticking up for a game company that has a reputation of we happy few. I wish you wouldn't sell it as if this game flops, it's because we don't like black women or black protagonists in video games. I wish instead of focusing on the really mundane negative, which is video game discourse, you instead focus on the game coming out and your excitement for that game and all the negativity around it. Fuck that. You know why? Because it's all subjective. These takes that y'all have on entertainment are subjective. I don't like Star Wars. Pretty certain a few of you love Star Wars. I love Spider-Man. I'm pretty certain a few of you don't like Spider-Man and Miles Morales and the Green Goblin and all these things. These are subjective fucking opinions. And yes, it gets out of hand real fucking fast. And yes, people don't know how to actually critique anything of actual substance without using a buzzword. And yes, it's annoying, but you know what's better than worrying about any of that and fixating on it for any length of time? Playing a game that you could enjoy. Like playing a game that maybe isn't as popular as it once was. Playing a game that you know will be fun for you. Playing a game that's exciting to you. And if it just so happens to be bad and you still enjoy it, that's wonderful. If it's bad to the point where you can't play it, at least you had the experience of being excited and you were let down by a game company. All these fucking things that go on, and we're supposed to be enjoying our time with video games. But instead, we gotta play a fucking race card because if this isn't successful, then it's going to be the downfall of anything else that has a black main character that just so happens to be a woman.